Going to do a side yard update as I water my plants. Every other day I missed the leaves. I don't really water that much of the potted plants because it's not been super hot. So I just missed down the leaves. Except these plants, the hanging plants, I do have to water, and also the tomatoes. I have to water those at least every 2 days. So these flowers are doing pretty good. I got another one. Some more blooms here. Pretty blooming flowers. And my blueberries are doing really well. Yeah, I got a lot more blueberries than I thought I would get. I think I planted these shrubs 2 years ago. I got it from Food Max. Kind of unusual that they had them at Food Max, but I got these shrubs, these 3 blueberry shrubs from Food Max. There's some more blooms. So these plants are really kind of too big for the hanging pot. I think it would have been better to have carnations because the plant itself is more like a little tiny, I think this is this one over here, right here. The leaves are small and the plant itself is smaller. This one is more like stalks. So I don't think that's the best one to put in a hanging pot. So I wasn't really sure what the plant would look like when I planted those seeds. So now I know. I think those were zinnia. Yeah, those are zinnias. So the zinnias are more for, I think, planting in the ground. But I can't really plant anything in the ground here because the snails and slugs would eat it. So it always has to go into a pot. So I think these zinnias would be good in a pot like this. So if I buy those seeds again, I'm going to definitely put those in a pot. Oh, that rose looks really nice. It's got a wide variety of colors on these roses. Some of them are like very light pink, and some are dark red. So it's kind of like faded a bit. Alright, so here is the status of my other flowering seeds, or the seeds that they planted that hopefully they'll have flowers. These are carnation. This is chives. It didn't really survive much. That's the only ones that survived from the seed that I planted, the chives. And these are more, oh, looks like something ate it. So some snail bait out here because I think something is eating the flowers. Yeah, there's like a lot of slugs and snails. If I don't pick the lemons, they start getting dried out. So I got some more lemons growing here. Got a lot of lemons. Most of the flowers on my lemon trees were pollinated from the hummingbird, because I've seen them out here going to each one of these flowers. There's a flower right there. This is the tomato I grew from seed. It's grown pretty big here. It must be a good spot, but I don't think the pot is big enough really for this tomato to get to this size. For a tomato to get to this size here, you need a huge pot. And my cilantro is going to seed, producing flowers here. So I tied it up so that it will have the seeds drop into this pot, so that next year I'll have another batch of cilantro. And I have some, yeah, it looks like I'm getting quite a few of these right there. Some peppers. It's a serrano pepper plant. Every year it seems to survive. I just have to trim it back of all the dead parts of the plant that dries up, and then the next spring it bounces back. So, oh, it looks like I got some peppers growing there. I think that is the, I think this is the jalapeno. I think this right here is a jalapeno plant. I'm going to have some jalapenos. And this is a flower. It's a flower stalk. I believe this is a triglydia. And there's another one that's going to come up. This is my green bell peppers. There's 2 green bell peppers right there. And here is tomato that I grew from seed that's not doing very well because it's just not getting enough sun. Got to have enough sun for the tomato plant to do really well. So it doesn't matter how much you water it if it doesn't have enough sun. And my tomato trees, it's like they're tomato trees. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 8 feet high. That's really amazing. And there's flowers up there. So yeah, gonna have, oh, there's some tomatoes right there. Wow, I think I'm gonna have quite a bit of tomatoes. And there's some more there. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna spray down this tomato and try and get on the other side too. And then I have to water the tomato, because when a tomato tree gets this big, you need to water it every day. It needs a lot of water. Even if it's not hot out, it needs to have enough water to keep the roots moist. Yeah, so that's my side yard update for today.